okay. I'm Dani Williamson, and this is Victoria Bailey, and it's Sunday night service. Dr. Motley's not here. I don't know where he is, but he's off somewhere. Who knows? It's Sunday night service, and tonight we are talking all things breast, mainly. Thermography versus mammography, right? We're going to talk lymphatic system and all kinds of things. Victoria Bailey owns. She is the premier thermographer. Is that the word? Is that a word?
That's the word. Thermographer.
Thermographer that we have in Middle Tennessee. Guaranteed. I've known her for years. Correct? Yes.
Years.
Okay. Here, one more years. A lot of years. We have our little girls group over here. We play Cards Against Humanity.
Yes, we do.
Together, and we do all kinds of things. Oh, that's good. That's Scout and Cellar.
That's good.
Sauvignon Blanc, clean crafted wine. So anyway, tonight, as soon as you get logged on, you guys are already logging on. Love it. Hit your heart buttons, hit your like buttons. There's where we look right there. Hit your heart buttons, hit your like buttons. We also have new lighting tonight. I have like a big ring light, so we're a little bit lit up. Hit your heart buttons, hit your like buttons, and share it. Start a watch party. You're going to want to know this. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, right?
Correct.
And actually, every month should be Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I don't understand. Yeah. Oh, that's right. We have them 12 months a year. So why do we just choose one month?
Exactly.
Right. But so breast cancer, I don't have any statistics on it. We're sharing all that on. Do you have breast cancer?
I do have statistics.
All right. So Victoria, we're going to talk about her practice. She is a certified thermographer. She's an enzyme specialist. She's a lymphatic specialist. She's got all kinds of degrees behind her name. But, you know, why did you even start doing thermography? Because like me, she and I are right at the same age. We had full careers before we started this in functional medicine, right? Full careers, like a total other 20 plus years in another field. So tell us how you got started in this.
Okay, I spent about 30 years in long-term care.
Long-term care.
That's where I was at, where I started.
I'm in the middle of that now.
And thought I would stay there forever. Decided to get out of long-term care. And in the process, I'd had a very, very special friend, my best friend, who came down with breast cancer. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. And she was actually having hernia surgery. And
hernia surgery?
You know, they always do an MRI first.
Yes.
And literally said, turn around on the interstate, come back. We saw something on your MRI. We were thinking it was for her hernia surgery. And it ended up being stage 3 breast cancer.
Stage 3?
A couple of weeks from her last mammogram.
So she had just had a clean mammogram.
Correct. And this is an RN, published, educated, smart, did everything right. And this was the outcome. And I just remember getting so angry. I had actually stage 3. Yeah. I had been exposed to thermography when I lived in Europe. And they used it in some very different ways back there. But so I came home, and for 24 years, nobody wanted to hear about it. And I frankly forgot about it, honestly. And after that happened, I just remembered I didn't get sad. I got mad, and I thought, what could she have done? She did everything right. And when those 4 o'clock in the morning epiphanies, I remembered the thermography and just kind of did some research and found some people doing it, found out about the equipment, and then went back to school and kind of brushed up on some things I needed and decided to open up my practice. And that was how it started.
And did you start here in Nashville?
I did, and I did mobile. I started off.
Yes, I remember you did mobile. You started with mobile.
I did, and it was very hard. Finally, fortunately got so busy that people couldn't find me, and so nobody knew where to find me.
Yeah, right.
They would call and say, "Where are you at now?" And that was in 2010 or 11. I honestly can't remember. And then about 13 is when I moved into Franklin and got my own office in Stabler. Yep.
Because I opened in 2014, but we knew each other before that. When I was So what is thermography? So if somebody's watching this and they're like, well, I get a mammogram every year. I don't know what you're talking about. Thermography. What is thermography? Let's just break it down here. Okay, really. What's the difference?
So the difference in thermography and mammography?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So thermography is the study of the physiology of your body. Okay. So as you know, your body has a physiological response when something enters it. Pain, infection, inflammation, malignancy, it doesn't matter what it is. Your body's going to either dilate blood vessels around it, create new ones in order to give it a life force, because it kind of thinks we're smart enough, we want to keep everything that's in our body.
Right.
So it's going to make it live.
Right.
So that is a process, that genesis process, that is seen pretty much immediately when something enters the body. 1st to 90th day, you can actually see that change. That is what is called physiology, and that's what we're measuring. When you're measuring mammograms, that is a technology that measures anatomy.
Okay.
Therefore, something has to grow big enough and dense enough before it can be seen.
Okay.
And so there's the difference. We're dealing
physiology versus anatomy.
Correct. Okay. So we're dealing with something that is just in infancy, starting to grow, starting to form, starting to become something versus something that has already gone through that process.
Okay. Well, how long does it take? Talk about what it sees, because you have statistics, and I didn't get a chance to print it off on your website about cancer cells.
Yes. So cancer cells double every 90 days of their life.
So cancer cells double every 90 days.
Correct.
How long does it take to generally catch a cancer? I don't know.
It depends on the cancer.
Okay.
Every cancer is different, whether it's going to be an in situ or whether it's
in situ means it hasn't spread or it's still in the cell.
Right. It's little cells.
So it's in its little.
So within the first year, a cancer cell will have it'll have 16 cells in 1 year.
Okay.
It'll have over 1 million in 5 years.
Goodness.
And then it will have over 268 million in 7 years of cells, individual cells. And it is just amazing, the difference. I mean, just see how fast a cancer cell can. So if you're looking at 8 years, you're looking at over 4 billion cells.
And it doubled approximately 32 times in 8 years.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it generally takes for somebody to get diagnosed with cancer. I don't know. I don't know those statistics. Your friend, I mean, who knows how long she'd had that cancer?
Well, anything that's a stage 3, you're looking at probably 5 to 10 years that it was in the body before it was seen. A statistic is that breast cancer, by the time it gets anatomically visible to traditional technologies, it's going to be 4, 6, 8, 10 years old, depending on the kind of cancer and where it is within the body.
So thermography it sees the inflammation. What does it see? Did you bring samples or no?
I didn't.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay. You can check them out on her website, though.
Yes, we have tons of things on the website and studies.
Well, actually, we can show. This is actually how it looks. Victoria's look better than this because clearly they're big pictures she has. But look at that. So I don't even know what we're looking at here.
Okay.
Yellow,
right,
green, blue, red.
Right. So with thermography is, really thermography, honestly, I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, is basically broken down into 16 colors. It doesn't matter what it is. Thermography is broken down into 16 colors. So everything goes from white, which would be the hottest area, meaning the most pain, infection, inflammation, something that shouldn't be there. That's
white hot,
all the way to black. That's the coldest.
Okay.
And depending on where that color is seen.
White to black. Okay.
Yeah, white to black. So depending on where that color is seen can tell us a different story. So a lot of people get upset when they see orange in a certain area or blue in a certain area. But for example, if you see a big blue blob on the left side of your chest, that could indicate not enough blood flow to your heart. Could indicate coronary artery disease. So therefore, cold might not be good.
Okay.
You might want it to be a little bit warmer. So it really depends on where we're looking on the body. And I do try to tell my clients, don't get too hung up on the colors because the colors do mean different things based on where we're looking at them.
Okay, so one thing that you guys may not know is she doesn't only do breast thermography. Now we're talking breast, but we're actually going to talk everything. She does everything: thyroid, breast, abdomen, thighs, genitals. I mean, I don't know, the whole body. I mean, I don't know. Well, seriously, you're standing there,
yes,
right?
You are standing there.
So
we don't do men's prostate. I'd have to put them and me into uncomfortable positions to capture that. But we do see ovaries, we see uterus, we see kidneys, liver, pancreas, ascending, descending colon.
The back of the back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So we're seeing everything in the body. There isn't anything that we can't see. There are some limitations, and for example, pregnant people. Pregnant women, a lot of people will. I don't recommend scanning pregnant women. I think that your hormones are going too crazy.
Okay.
I think there's too many other things going on, and I think it's not going to give us a clean read.
Yeah.
So I choose to not do that. Some people do. Some of my favorite are thyroid. I know that's your thing.
Yes,
And
yes.
so-
She does a lot of my patients' thyroid.
I do. I love to be able to look at the thyroid. And as we know, the thyroid is one of your master hormones. If it doesn't work, the rest of your body doesn't work.
That's right. It is the
Glands.
master gland.
Glands,
So
right,
if you
hormone
can't
gland.
live without that, you can live
Right.
without one breast, you can live without an arm, you can live without an ovary, you can live without a liver or a half liver, half kidney. You cannot live without your thyroid.
Right.
You have to take medicine the rest of your life if the whole thyroid is gone. If you have a half thyroid, you can't. But it's very important to protect that. And so she does a tremendous amount of scans for our thyroid patients. But okay, so why would somebody choose thermography over? So what do you come up against in your office? Because I know you have to. I mean, we hadn't even talked about this one. Because I come up with stuff all the time against stuff, you know, endocrinologists aren't real crazy about Dani Williamson, and, you know, neurologists, they all are, well, a whole bunch of them aren't. But anyway, because we get to the root cause. But what do gynecologists, OBGYNs, because those are the ones that you're mainly dealing with, what do they have to say to patients? Because I know the patients go, because I know what they do. They come to me and ask me. They go to their OBGYNs and they ask them, and they get poo-pooed. And
They do.
okay.
I've even had people who come back and say, my doctor said if I come to see you, they won't see me anymore as a patient. Or
I've had that happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had that happen.
Yes.
I had a lady tell somebody, and a GYN tell somebody I was managing this gal's hormones, and she said, well, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. You're gonna have to choose one or the other. The lady was up in the stirrups. I know. And she said, so, you know, I'm not gonna, this will be your last pap smear if you continue to see Dani. That was a GYN right here in Franklin. She was horrified. I said, girl, don't do whatever works best for you.
Right.
Don't ever think that, yeah. I'm not gonna feel
I
that.
get told that thermography, there isn't enough research on it, that nobody really knows about it, that it's just not clear, that there's no way that they could possibly know how to read it, that there's no way, when I say that I do have radiologists that interpret our reports, I'm told that there's no way a radiologist would actually have any interest in understanding this. I hear all kinds of things.
So who is reading these? So when they do your scan, well, actually, I tell you what, let's do.
Okay.
Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
When they come to your office, what happens in there? Because these people don't know what they're doing, how you even do this.
Okay. So depending on what we're going to do, let's just say we're going to do breast,
Okay.
because that's what we're talking about today. When you come to the office, obviously we're going to sit down and have an intake, figure out what's going on, find out why you're there. Is there anything we really are looking to glean, or is it just because you haven't had any kind of scan? You're going to get cold. I'm going to have you get undressed to your waist.
Oh,
Sorry, ladies, the room is chilly.
it is so cold. Well, I think it is, but I mean, you know, yeah, I think it's cold.
So the room is chilly. You're in there.
And why is that? Because it's thermal, because it's infrared. Why?
Because I'm reading heat.
Okay.
And so a lot of times when you come in, number one, you're nervous or you're scared, and the sympathetic nervous system is kicking up, which kicks up our body heat.
Yeah.
You might have had something to drink or eat that was going to heat you from the inside out, literally, especially if we're doing your head. Obviously, your dental work, I don't want you to have anything hot or cold in your mouth. It's going to skew my dental images.
Oh.
And so it takes about 15 minutes for your body to calibrate to whatever temperature it's in. You can be outside in the snow, and it takes about 15 minutes before you stop shivering and say, oh, it's just really cold out here. Yeah, so that's the reason that we do that. Now, if you stay in there much longer, there would be a time, depending, like, you know, you're thin. So it would be hard for you to stay in that room for very long. You'd be too cold.
Yeah,
Your body
it's cold.
temperature would drop.
It's cold.
So what would happen is you come in, and if it's your first visit, I always do your head as a courtesy. I am looking at dental. I'm looking at pressure behind your eyes. I'm looking at your thyroid, carotid arteries, lymphatic system. And so we will do 6 images of your head, and then we do 6 images of your breast, and we are done. I let you get dressed.
Okay.
Literally, we do the breast. So we do the front. We do what's called obliques. So there are 90-degree angles. And then we do laterals from the side. And then we do them from the back. Goes really quick once we get to doing all the images. Everything comes up on a TV screen, so I can talk you through everything.
Yeah.
You can talk to me. You can ask me questions. We will go over them again after we're all done, and I can tell you anything I'm seeing with the naturopathic eyes versus what the doctors will be looking at with their allopathic eyes.
Right.
And so you kind of get Easternized and Westernized on the same thing in my office, which is really nice.
So who's reading this? Where does it go from you over here on Mission Court?
Mhm.
Where do these images go? And
So-
who's singing these?
So the images go off to, we work with a group of physicians, and most of them are radiologists. I won't tell you all of them are. We have several OBGYNs that are on the staff. So it goes off to the medical doctor, who will interpret the images, and they, depending on what body part we're doing, they basically interpret it by the body part, body section, whether it's head, breast, abdomen, whichever we're doing. And they will give their interpretation of the images and then a summary.
These are probably board certified
medical
OBGYNs, gynecologists,
Radiologists.
radiologists who also still do their traditional stuff?
They
or
do.
I mean, or is it just a combination of whatever you got going on? Some people retired maybe and they do. I mean, what kind of person flips over to thermography is what I want to know. And I am thrilled to death to know that.
So we have a lot of our radiologists actually offer thermography in their office along with all of their other modalities.
Isn't that something?
And they have gone to school to become thermologists.
Thermologist.
So that's the difference.
Don't
A
even know.
thermologist is the medical doctor. A
Oh,
thermographer is the clinician. So that's kind of the difference.
so you can become a thermologist.
Yes.
Like the doc can go and get certified or
They have
whatever,
to.
board certified.
Yes.
Really?
Yes,
In
they
order
have
to read this. So it's just no Harry Carey people out there reading this. This
Correct.
is going straight on.
And it has to be a medical doctor. It can't be a chiropractor.
It can't.
cannot.
Okay. So that's good. Now, is that for all thermography or is this for just for you? Because I mean, there's a difference in thermography. I'm telling you right now, I've seen it. And so I know what I see, and I'm not going to poo-poo anybody else's work or anything like that, but there's a difference.
There is a difference. I can tell you that for me, I would only work with thermologists. I would only work with board certified doctors. There are other places you can go, and there are chiropractors who read reports. There are other people who do it. There are people who are not licensed at all that do it.
I'm telling you right
You
now,
bet.
people, she works for you. I work for you. And you can ask her who's reading this, what doctor, what kind of doctor, who is the doctor, all these things. You ask whether you're getting thermography from her or somebody else, or you're going for anything. It's not just thermography.
Right.
Find out who's giving you these answers, right? It's just like CBD oil, you know, don't go buy your CBD oil in the gas station for crying out loud and not see the third party testing and know that it's that, you know, full to all the things. It's the same thing with thermography. Don't just take the answers for granted. Whatever they tell you is the gospel. Find out who's reading it.
And ask questions. That's
Ask
the biggest
questions.
thing.
I always ask questions.
Yeah. So many people, I either have people who want to get in and out, or I have people who want to stay for lunch.
Oh,
And there's usually never a happy median, and I am happy for both of them. I enjoy both, but ask questions. I often find myself giving so much information and people start to glaze over. So you also have to stop me at that point too.
right. Okay, so then they get their thermography back,
Mhm.
okay? Do you call them? What happens? Okay, they get their thermography, then what? What if it's all normal, then it's all normal, everything's good.
Right.
If there's a problem, so what is it picking up? Does it pick up cancer? So is it diagnostic or is it diagnostic?
Nothing can diagnose you but a biopsy.
That's exactly right. That's
will
what I
never
wanted
hear
to
me
hear.
say that.
I hadn't
Yes.
primed her on that one, but that's what I wanted her to
Yeah.
say, because I mean, a mammogram is not diagnostic. Okay. So, and those of y'all that know me know I get a mammogram and I get thermography. So I do both of mine, but I've had 2 breast biopsies. I have very dense fibrocystic breast. I've had 2 breast biopsies, calcifications in the same breast, same area. It's just set up for cancer over there. Calcifications can turn cancer. It's not going to, but it's set up for that. So, but the mammogram that picked up all of this was not diagnostic, right?
Okay.
I mean, this was
It
prior to you.
wasn't.
It's not. The biopsy is
The
diagnostic.
diagnostic, that's right. That's like, I will preach that to forever. Only a biopsy can diagnose you.
You bet. But what does it look like? Comes back as
So
inflammation.
it will come back as inflammation. Yes, it will have a different color. It will be heat. It's not going to be cold. And one of the things with thermography that is nice for somebody like you with dense breasts is that the thermography can kind of tell the difference. It gives us a better story because the dense tissue isn't going to have any physiology to it because it's just dense tissue. So it will continue to stay cold, especially scan after scan after scan.
Okay. Okay.
What the process that I follow in my office is I want you to come back in 90 days, especially on your first one. I want you to come back in 90 days. Remember those statistics of your cancer cells doubling every 90 days. Gosh. And there really isn't an anatomical test that can show you that change.
Right.
It can't. And that's why I cannot tell you how many people do not come back. They just say, let's just not worry about it. And then 2 or 3 years down the road, they come to me and say, you know, I kind of found something. I don't know what it is. And it ends up being an issue.
And then it's like 20 times doubled over there. And isn't that something?
Yeah. So it's very important to get that 90 days, even if it says it's within normal range. And one of the things is I haven't seen you before. I don't know what your normal physiology is. Okay. You know, you could be on your cycle. That's going to change things. We always ask that question because I do make some adjustments when I'm doing the scan for that. You could be going through something incredibly stressful that you don't want to talk about. That is going to change your physiology because your emotions are huge when it comes to breast health.
And even huge to anything,
your whole body.
The body remembers, the body knows, the body stores it.
Yeah. So that 90 day is so important.
Wow. Okay. How do we prep for? Do we do anything specific?
You don't do anything. What you don't do is have a chiropractic adjustment, have a massage, do anything that's going to cause heat in the body. Don't go start a kickboxing class the day before you come see me because those muscles are going to be heated up. Don't go to a tanning bed, an hour before you come to see me because you're adding heat to your body. So those are the things that I don't want you to do.
Okay.
I want to see your body as clean as it can be.
Okay. Well, it's interesting. The last one she did on me, which is longer than I need to say. We're not going to talk about that. But we're going to do one next week. She said to me, we went to eat right afterwards. And she said, you're really getting sick. I said, what are you talking about? She said, the whole top of your back. Or is it the top of your back? Where's your immune system?
Well, in thermography, we see it right here.
Okay, so the whole top of my back. She said, I don't know what color it was or whatever, but she said, you're getting ready to get really sick. I said, what's wrong with you? I hadn't been sick in forever. And I mean, not forever. And we went to Brick Tops. We're sitting outside and literally sitting there with her. I just started feeling achy and crappy and horrible. And oh my gosh, she jinxed it. It was terrible. I was sick as a dog after that. She said, you're getting ready to get really sick, Dani. Yeah. And this was before I had elderberry and all that at the office. And so, yeah.
Well, that's one of the beauties with thermography is even when we're just doing the breast, we're not just looking at the breast. We are looking at carotid artery. We're looking at the lymphatic system. I'm looking at the immune system. We're looking at muscles also. But the lymphatic system is so important. I mean, as most people know, especially people who try to follow within our industry, you know that your lymphatic system is so important. It's 85% of your immune system, for heaven's sakes.
Yes.
So when I see congestion in the lymphatic system, I know something's coming. You're about to get hit with something. And so it's really nice to be able to kind of head that off. And that was one of the reasons that we started to do the lymphatics in our office.
Tell us about that.
Okay, we do something called assisted lymphatic therapy. So it's not done with a hand. When you get a hand massage, and I don't mean to insult massage therapists because you're wonderful, and getting a hand massage for lymphatics is very important. That's our day-to-day stress that comes at us, but you kind of feel like you're getting gypped because you really want to get, a massage and you're getting this really light touch.
Yes.
That is working what we call the superficial lymph.
Okay.
What we do is we use a machine that has 2 glass wands. It's got some inert gases in it, some xenon, argon, krypton gases, as well as some frequency and light.
Oh.
And what happens is the frequency will penetrate to the center of the lymphatic portal, which you cannot get to by hand. The light dilates the cell wall and lets everything flow faster. That's kind of the elevator speech of it.
Wow.
But what we're doing is your lymphatic system will accumulate stress, injury, and illness from the time that we're little.
Yes.
So the more of that you have in your body, the more clogged your lymphatic system is going to be. I liken it to changing the oil in the car. You don't change the oil in the car, it gets black, and then it gets thick and thicker and thicker, and then finally the engine stops running because there's no oil running through it. Well, that is your lymphatic system. So it is so important to get it cleaned.
Yes, it is. How long does that take?
Takes an hour.
Okay.
Typically, if you've never had it done, a general adult, I want you to be able to do about 4 over 90 days.
Oh, okay.
And then once or twice a year. So it's not something that you have to continuously do. Because
do you feel anything?
You do. Well, it's funny. I personally don't, and I'm jealous of that because I have so many people who say, "Oh my gosh, this is tingling, that's tingling." The biggest thing people tell me is when
I
they
can
get
use
off.
the tingle. Sorry,
We'll save that one.
Sorry.
When you get off the table, a lot of people tell me they feel lighter. I don't know what that means, but I only assume we're moving fluid. Fluid's heavy. You're going to feel lighter. So a lot of times you'll either, I come off the bed feeling like the ever ready bunny. Some people come off and say, "Oh my gosh, I just wanted to take a nap." So I don't know how you're going to react. You have to tell me.
I'll tell you if I feel a tingle or not coming off the bed over there. You've never sat here. Motley knows I can turn anything into a sex talk around here. So, what's important? Look at her turning red.
Yes,
She's turning as red as Dr. Motley does. Oh my gosh. There's none of that hanky-panky going on up there. It is strictly professional in her office.
Yes, it is.
It is. She's completely polar opposite of me, by the way, too. I mean, she's so fun.
That's why we get along.
That's exactly why we get along. Okay. So there's no serious prep for it.
Nope.
You also, it takes how long for your results to come back?
Takes about 2 days.
Okay, about 2 days. So do they ever come back and say, you need a mammogram? I mean, give me some examples here.
Sure.
What happens?
Sure. So if something comes back, it will say that we recommend clinical correlation. Those are kind of the words that we look for.
Yes.
And the clinical correlation, it will say mostly ultrasound. Honestly, we try to go at ultrasound first.
Yep.
But it will say by ultrasound, by mammography, or whatever other
MRI,
modality.
it could be.
MRI, correct.
I mean, that would be a big deal there. They would think something was seriously going on if they said.
And I have seen reports that have said, get further clinical correlation post-haste before you even get a 90-day. So and what's funny is that when people come in to see me, they tend to think that I'm anti-mammogram. I am not anti-mammogram. I'm
not either.
I'm anti-mammogram every woman every year for 40 years of her life. That's what I'm anti-mammogram. And I firmly believe the more things we can do, the better we are.
Yes.
If you do an ultrasound, a thermography, and a mammogram every year, oh my gosh, you're covered.
I know. I have so many patients who would never get a thermography, because, never get a thermography. Well, there's many who would never do that as well, but who would never get a mammogram because they say, "Oh my gosh, Dani, I'm not going to get that, radiation and what have you." Well, I'm going to tell you right now, we're sitting in front of a light right now. We're sitting in front of a computer plugged in. I got a cell phone right here. Unfortunately, there's some cords right here because I've got stuff plugged up. We're all getting radiation, right? You fly on an airplane, you are like one big tube of radiation right there. I'm okay. And it's not going to spread cancer. A mammogram's not. It's not. I think they catch more than they miss. Now, they didn't catch your friend, and they do miss. Nothing is 100%. You have to have self breast exams. You have to do your own self breast exams. You have to go into your gynecologist. You cannot stick your head in the sand, ladies, for crying out loud, and not go to the gynecologist for 5 or 6 years or 7 years. I'm sorry, that's just irresponsible. You need a pap smear. You need an ovarian check. Ovarian cancer is one of the things that when it's caught, it's usually very late stage. And that is something that can be done with a bimanual exam, but you have to have a GYN or, a provider to do that. So I'm not against mammograms. I'm not against mammograms. I'm not against I think the more you can do, the better. Absolutely. I have an ultrasound. I do have a mammogram because I've had so much going on. And, I'm a single mom and I can do, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do everything in my power, but I also do breast exams.
Absolutely. And we teach that. And I have a book, this little booklet that you get. There we go. When you come to the office, we actually have we have breast exercises. We have breast exams.
Breast exercises?
Exercises to help with the breast, especially with dense breast tissue and after breastfeeding. So we try to teach you the breast exercises to do.
Good.
We do lymphatic drainage things that you can do at home. So things to keep your own lymphatic system going. Dry brushing. Love dry brushing. circulation in the lymphatic system. And so when you come to get thermography, you're getting education. We're just not
she's a
taking
wealth
your
of
pictures
education.
And we send you home with it.
Well, it's way more than just thermography. I mean, you have to do all the things, right? You have to eat well, you have to sleep well, you have to move well, poop well, you have to decrease stress well, or de-stress well. You have to stop smoking. That's right.
Smoking is huge with breast cancer.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. Yeah. There was, I pulled up some interesting statistics.
Tell us.
And these actually even surprised me, but these are new for 2019. And they are predicting 269,000 cases.
That's correct.
Of the invasive breast cancer. They are predicting 63,000 of in situ, and they're predicting almost 42,000 women will die this year. That is 3,500 a month, 807 a week, or 115 a day will die of breast cancer.
3,500 a month. This is in the United States or worldwide?
This is in
at 807 a week and 115 a day die of breast cancer.
That's
absolutely ridiculous that we have to die of breast cancer in 2020
They're
or
still,
2019 or 2020. Yeah, right, which is almost here.
They're still saying 1 in 8.
1 in 8 women.
Will be
1 in 8. So I don't know how many of you all are watching right now. That's always wrong up there at the top. It's usually several hundred. Yeah, Mary says 26,900 have invasive breast cancer right now, and she knows this well.
Okay. Well, then she knows.
Lori Kelly's watching. Yeah, she knows this. 115 die a day. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So insurance. So it's always asking about insurance with thermography, and it's
typically I will tell you no.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to give you everything you need. I don't do insurance, so I cannot really answer the question. But what I can tell you is that there are people who have gotten insurance coverage for it.
Yep.
It has to do with the way your wellness plan is written. And I'm sorry, I don't know enough about insurance to know what the verbiage should be. But I won't guarantee you're going to get reimbursed.
That's exactly right. So it's something, if you have a health savings account,
it will pay for it.
So I have a high deductible plan insurance. I went for a while without insurance because anyway, it doesn't matter, but high deductible plan. And with a high deductible plan, like $4,600, which is what my deductible is, you can have a health savings account, which is $3,600 a year. For 2020, you can put in, and I can use that to buy supplements in a provider's office to have thermography done. Anything that insurance doesn't take care of, you can use your health savings account. I am a huge fan of loading that up with money to
and
spend.
Flexible spending too.
Flexible spending, yes, but flexible spending is completely different than a health savings account. Like when it comes to supplements and all that, like many times they won't.
Right.
Yeah, they won't do that. But flex spending you can still use for your thermography. And the prices vary. I'm not sure. Her prices are on the website to have your breasts done. I don't know. Is it a couple $100, $300?
$235.
$235, which I think is fair enough. That's $112.50 a breast. And you want
never thought about that. Danny just priced our breasts.
And you want it done. And I know that there are different services here. There are different people in town that do different things, and I don't know the prices of everybody's stuff, but I do know you get what you pay for. And you for sure get full disclosure here on everything. Absolutely. And a tremendous amount of education for sure, but her prices are on her website. What is your website, by the way?
vbhealthandwellness.com.
VB as in Victoria Bailey.
Correct.
Healthandwellness.com. So there's another one on here. She says, I've had thermography, Susie says, 4 different times and I believe in it. Good for you. Yes. Good evening from Minnesota. Thermography picked up several areas of concern, but we were hoping it was fibroids. So I don't know if it was or not. Pam, you can share with us and let us know. Oh, Tiffany says, I've been to Victoria and it showed where my neck was having a disc issue and I had not noticed it as of yet. Yes, I know. She's good at predicting stuff that's going to happen. I've had thermography, but all mammograms have also come back fine. Good. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's perfect. Exactly right. So, I don't think there's any right or wrong for you all. It's another modality out there. if you are sticking your head in the sand and you're not having a mammogram for sure, because you don't want to do that, then think about thermography. Now, again, your insurance is probably not going to cover it. Now, Christian health shares may cover things more than regular insurance.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Samaritans, Liberty Health Share, Christian Health Share Ministries, oftentimes they cover a lot of things that insurance,
I don't know,
regular insurance doesn't cover. But so look into your insurance. But also, you can save some money and you can go have thermography. I had lunch today with a friend of mine who had not had a mammogram maybe never. In fact, I know she hadn't. She's 43 years old. I said, you've got to go do something. And anyway, she texted me this afternoon and she has an appointment with you next Monday. She said, thank you for pushing me. They have 12 children. I told her, I said, you go down, the whole house goes down, sis. So take care of yourself, right?
And if she's breastfed those children, she's got a higher risk.
Well, she breastfed 4 of them. Okay, 4 are natural born children. The other ones are adopted.
Yeah,
so
but if you think about that.
That's exactly right. So, okay. So what else do we need to talk about? Anything? Thermography.
I think if people just understand just breast cancer in general, I mean, it's the second leading death of women of cancer, behind lung cancer.
And see, I don't even understand lung cancer. Why do we get so much lung cancer?
Yeah, I don't know.
And a lot of women who've never smoked a day in their life.
Yeah. I was actually looking up some statistics on breast cancer as I was flying home this afternoon, and it was amazing to me as I was looking at it by state. From Washington, D.C., which has the highest concentration, by the way, of breast cancer in this country.
Washington, D.C.? Wonder why that is.
I don't know. And New England states, New York, New Jersey, Delaware. And I can only assume it's from factories.
And stress. They're all stressed. I used to live in New York City. I know. Beyond the roof stress. Washington, D.C. I'd have a heart attack if I lived in Washington, D.C. I wouldn't have to worry about breast cancer. I'd just have a heart attack. So, yeah, I mean, I think stress certainly doesn't help you, does it?
No, it doesn't help you. It's terrible.
And New York City, it's interesting. Many people, now millions do, but many people don't cook at home, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, they eat out. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're these fat,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're adding a whole lot of things to it. Lisa Davitan says, I've been to Victoria 4 times. She is great. That's right. Yes, you have, sis.
The other thing that's interesting is that, although we know that about 1 in 8 women are going to get diagnosed with breast cancer, about 1 in 38 will actually die. Which is 1 in 38. I mean, that's a lot.
1 in 38 actually die. Well, we all have had friends and family die of breast cancer.
Absolutely.
And it's really sad. And I have a friend of mine, her 38-year-old daughter was diagnosed last year with breast cancer. And she was breastfeeding at the time. And she found 2 lumps and two different breast cancers in one breast.
I really push. I know that we are supposed to start doing mammograms at 40. Well, I'm sorry, if I had breasts a lot longer than 40 years.
Yes, I know.
And I will tell people that my youngest diagnosis was 14.
14 with breast
she
cancer.
Was 14 with breast cancer, and it was I applauded her and she and her mother. Her mom taught her about self, and she came out and said, "Mom, I found something." She came and got the thermography. It was very suspicious, and it was diagnosed. And she's now 19, and she's totally remission. She's doing great. But the point was, she was 14 years old. So can you imagine if you think about the doubling every 90 days? By the time she was 40 and they told her to start looking at it, she wouldn't have made it.
Well, she wouldn't have made it till 40. And the thing is, I applaud the mother because, at a 14-year-old, their breasts are growing, they're lumpy, they're bumpy, they've got all these things happening. I'm not so sure that I would have taken that as serious I'd have been like, that's just breast tissue. Because you remember when they start to develop breast and it's breast buds and they have those 2 little bumps right there, and I took Ella to the pediatrician. She's like, Dani, those are just breast buds. That's nothing. But really, I mean, what a big 14 years old. Men get breast cancer as well.
Men
now,
do
you have men in your office come in for thermography? Tell us about that.
I do. I have quite a few men. Of course, a lot of them are sent in by their wives.
Of course, they're same for me. Same for me. Why are you here? Well, she sent me, and my wife made the appointment. Well, what's going on with you? Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
What do you take? I don't know. She just puts my pills in my box every day. What?
Yeah.
It's like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
So men.
I do get a lot of men always do full bodies. Very rarely do I do anything but a full body.
Oh, okay.
And mostly it's because women are concerned with what's going on above the hip bones, men below the waist. That's pretty much, I mean, that's kind of the standard, but I always want them to check the cardiac because that's so, and a lot of men don't understand, obviously, as Dani just said, they don't know anything about a thyroid. They don't know what's a thyroid. How can that be out? And yet they're giving me every symptom of the thyroid.
Yeah.
So I do mostly full bodies with men. I actually, in my office, I have had two, since 2011, I've had two men.
With breast cancer?
And one was a recurrence. He had actually had a mastectomy.
What?
And it came back. Yeah. Yeah. So men do get breast cancer. It's certainly not very common, but men do get breast cancer.
Yeah, men need to check their breast. Actually, I just took Jackson over to Dr. Bergdorf because Jackson has a breast lump. And I was like, okay, what are you doing? I mean, there are a bunch of different things. I mean, Jackson doesn't smoke pot, but smoking weed will increase, gynecomastia right there. And so I was like, you're smoking pot? I said, no, I'm not smoking pot. Mommy's studying for the MCAT. I said, well, all right. I mean, I called Dr. Bergdorf. He was like, is he smoking pot? I said, no, he's not. Yeah. I said, no, he's not, but he's got this lump and I could feel it and all. So anyway, I took him over there and he doesn't think it's anything. We may remove it. We may not. He said, I just really think it's just like gynecomastia in a boy, I mean, for a boy. And, but he said, men have breast cancer and we see it. And I wonder, I haven't done any research on that, but I just wonder what the trend is, if it's going up or not. Okay. So we know the difference between thermography and mammography. Neither one are diagnostic. Okay. So you don't put all your eggs in one basket. I mean, you may have a clean thermography and you may have some breast cancer, or you may have a cancer, right?
Exactly.
You may have a clean thermography or mammography, and you may have breast cancer.
I think anything has a 10%, at least a 10% chance.
You bet.
I don't think anything is going to be, well, I know nothing's 100%, but I think 10% is probably even conservative.
Yes, I agree. So it's all about preventative care. You have to take care of yourself. You have to have your regular physicals. I can't tell you how many patients in my office. Who's your primary care provider? You are. No, I'm not. I am not your primary care provider. I don't do pap smears anymore. I don't have a speculum in here to do a otoscope to look in your ears. I'm not doing that stuff anymore. I am focusing on guts now. You need a primary care provider. I mean, it's unbelievable to me how many people use a walk-in clinic as their primary care. Even I have a primary care provider and I don't ever go see her. See her once a year, Paula Dunn. I mean, I don't ever see her. But you need a primary care provider. You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your vagina, your breast, your thyroid, right? Your penis if you're a man, your testicles, your prostate, all the things that could go haywire.
That's right. And they're yours. Nobody else can take care of them except you.
That's
the way you take care of them, is getting the help, going to somebody who does this.
That's right. And decreasing inflammation, right? By cleaning up your diet, eating an anti-inflammatory diet, right? Gluten, dairy, sugar, gluten, dairy, sugar, gluten, dairy, sugar. I can't say it enough how inflammatory that is. Speaking of, I'm getting ready to start the 10-day detox on Thursday. You guys are all welcome to detox with me. The Metagenics 10-day, it's all over the web. It's all over Facebook. You can't miss it. I've posted everywhere. Also, the newsletter went out yesterday and today. It's got the link on it. You talk about feeling good and decreasing inflammation. It'd be interesting if you did your thermography with Victoria, then you did a 10-day detox and then rolled into cutting out, continuing to be gluten, dairy, sugar free and seeing what happens in 90 days.
Yeah, it's amazing when you start looking at what your pancreas does, your liver does, all your intestines. It is amazing. Your kidneys, everything is so happy.
But why do we wait until we're scared to make the changes?
Because I think that we've all been taught that we are supposed to react instead of be proactive.
And I am telling you, if you want to practice functional medicine, you want to be proactive because, well, we know how fast cancer can grow and all that. I mean, pretend you already have it, act as if you have it. It's just like Alzheimer's, what I'm dealing with my mom, which I've always thought she had dementia. The medical records say Alzheimer's. I'm like, what? I don't know. It's all the same to me, even though technically it's not. The outcome is still the same. And that is the disease of prevention, you know, and she smoked since she was 12 years old. 12 years old. What? Yeah, I mean, can you imagine a 12-year-old in here smoking? No. It's awful. I mean, you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. She still smokes. She still smokes. Anyway, okay. We know how much it costs. We know, how do they schedule with you?
You can call us. You can go online to the website. We have a really great calendar, very easy to work with. And
Yes, it's very simple. Boom, book it.
And you can book any of the services on there. So it doesn't even have to be just for breasts or just for thermography. You can book the lymphatics. You can book the biofeedback. You can book anything that we do in the office.
And so what is your phone number?
It is 615-934-3121.
615-934-3121. And I'll put it up here on this as well. And then the website is www.vbhealthandwellness.com. That is perfect. What else? Do you have anything else that you want to say about thermography? I'm telling you guys, you won't regret going to see Victoria Bailey. But don't just go in and have your first one. You definitely need your 90-day follow-up. Yeah.
And I don't, of course, getting a report card for your body is what we call it when we do a full body, because that really is what it is. I mean, we're looking for predictive indicators.
Yes.
We're looking for things that you don't know about yet, like Dani coming down with the flu.
Yeah, what?
And those are the kind of things that we can see and head off. Even dental, the things in dental are so funny to me. I'll say, you have dental issue? No, and then like, well, yeah, it's hurt when I brushed my teeth for a week. Well, yeah, there's something going on there. So we're looking at everything. It is truly a report card. If you're not going to get a full body, if I can encourage you to get an upper body, we call it women's wellness. So we're going to see everything from the hip bones up. So we're going to see ovaries, uterus, all of your intestines, your digestive tract. We're going to see your breast, your thyroid, your carotid, your lymphatics, pressure behind your eyes, your dental. We're going to see all of that. And that is really the scan that I recommend for everyone.
So when I have mine done next week, would you all like it if we can't do a true Facebook Live because you don't have any shirt on, and that would not go over well. I'm sure I'd get censored and blocked off. But
and I'd be shut down.
Well, she'd be shut down. So we could do partial though. We could do with my clothes on afterwards, but we could do it beforehand talking about it. We could do, would you like to see what it looks like in there? I mean, because I don't have any problem doing a Facebook Live in there with her. And actually, because you've got all the pictures up there and you could see my pictures after I have it done, we could do that, right? I mean, that's
legal. Be able to figure out how to do it while you're there and do it live. We could go figure that out.
We for sure could do the back.
If you can follow directions, we could probably figure out how to do it.
Okay, we can do it. We can do it. I'll have somebody else there doing it. But if you would love to do that, hit your heart buttons, hit your like buttons, and see. That way you can see what it's alike.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I think that'd be fun.
I've been trying to find somebody who would do that.
Oh my gosh, I'll do it. Shoot, I'd do a colonoscopy live. I don't care. Or a colon hydrotherapy. I almost did my colon hydrotherapy live with Teresa. We did it live, but then we turned it off in time. But people were asking me, we wanted to see. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are just nuts. Y'all are crazy as I am. But okay, see there, people want it. So we'll do it. We'll get my appointment scheduled because it's not scheduled. We'll schedule it online as soon as we finish on here. All right. And then we'll just do it live, but which will be during the day. So not everybody will be able to watch it, but yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be totally fine. Victoria, thank you. Thank you guys. Give her a buzz.
Thank you. It was really good to be here.
She's a wealth of knowledge. I've loved her forever. She's great. She's got the real deal going on over there. She's right over by me in Cool Springs. She's in Franklin, or Cool Springs, I guess, on Mission Court off of Cool Springs Boulevard.
Right.
Just real easy to get to. And she has a beautiful, beautiful office. And guys, those of you that want to detox with me this week or start anytime, I'm starting Thursday, but you could start anytime you want. Does not matter. Let's do it. And click it on Facebook. It's under events. And we're going to do it on there, and I'll share videos and all that stuff on there of what I'm doing. Don't forget, we're open on Saturdays, 9 to 1, which has been a ton of fun. Yesterday was great because I was there from 11 to 1 answering questions, and it was fun. Everybody was coming in. That was a lot of fun. Supplement stores open. That I'm not seeing patients like appointments. Jackson's running the supplement store on Saturdays, and that's a ton of fun. Friday, November the 15th, and you should be there, is the Hashimoto's Christmas party. It's our potluck.
I'd love to do that.
Spinach Tiger, Angela Roberts is the guest. So,
Okay.
so Spinach Tiger was on here a couple weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
She's got over 1,100 gluten-free, dairy-free recipes on. I mean, her website is unbelievable. SpinachTiger.com. If you have Hashimoto's or you know somebody with Hashimoto's, get them to this Christmas party, 6:30 at the office, November 15th. It's a potluck, and we are cooking, ideally, Spinach Tiger recipes, because she's going to be sharing about big, fat, healthy food, aging gracefully, all the things that a Hashimoto's patient, well, anybody needs. But it's our Christmas party. This is the 9th year for the Hashimoto's support group. Hard to believe. Community. Yeah. I know. You've spoken at it several times. Hard to believe. I don't know where the time goes. Unbelievable. And, you know, I'm writing a book. And the book is coming out in the spring. And I have a lady helping me write the book, Jen Brown, who has written multiple bestseller health books out there with the author. Oh, no, wait. I'd be the author. She'd be the writer. I don't know how it works. I speak it. She writes it. How's that? So that's how it works, because I have a lot of words and I can speak a lot of words fast. And she records it and we write it and we get that. And anyway, we're looking for book titles. So we're going to put a poll up. On some titles that we're thinking about, because the book is going to be on inflammation. It's going to be on what I do for a living, the 6 steps to healing, but it's actually going to be even more than that. It's going to be on a whole bunch of things like adverse childhood experiences and stress and things, but we're going to have my 6 steps in there. And basically it's talking about inflammation, and this is not rocket science. And we try to make it rocket science, but it's my twist on my 6 steps and what we do. Common sense, practical medicine to heal. So we'll be putting it out there, and I'll need your help, because you guys are my tribe, and I wouldn't be writing a book if it weren't for you all. So anyway, I'm excited.
It's very exciting.
And we have to sell the book, like lots of books when it comes out. Do you know yes. Oh, for sure. Oh, good Lord. But anyway, do you know the average book on Amazon sells less than 100 books? The average book on Amazon. Now, there are a gazillion million books on Amazon. The average book sells less than 100 books.
Is that where you're going to market it so
well? No. We're going to have, my gosh, from the Dotted Line to Paducah, Kentucky to Dreyfusville, Kentucky. We are doing book signings everywhere. So we will come to you for a book signing wherever you live all over this country. We'll come to Victoria Bailey.
I think
we'll have a book signing there.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anyway, guys, we're out of here. It is Sunday night. You make sure you've meal prepped for tomorrow. We appreciate you. Check your breast. Either schedule your thermography or schedule a mammogram. I mean, and I know Victoria would say this, whatever you need to do, just get your women's health scheduled, right?
Well, we always say do something, because nothing's not acceptable.
That's exactly right. Oh, that's perfect. That's a good way to end it. All right, guys.
All right, thank you.
Happy Sunday night. We appreciate you guys. Whoops. End it. Whoa. There we go. End.